Mountain, Island, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, Switchblade, Stab Wound, Red Mage, Blue Mage.
We're live! And Kenny is...
Oh, shit.
There he is! I was like, what
Where's
the hell?
mute button?
Great start!
can't-
We're nailing it
I-
every time.
I can't wait till you use the board that you were given to be able to just mute me, unmute me.
It's to switch over. Whatever. I have to set aside time to do things. And most of my time is spent selling turnips now. So I'm
True.
sorry that I haven't had time to set up my birthday gift from Josh.
True. We should be happy because the board not being set up is a sacrifice to a worthy cause, i.e. my turnips being sold at a premium rate.
Oh yeah. So hey Josh, Brandon's Island is selling them for $197. This is Bell Talk. This is our new
Welcome to the Little Animal Crossing show. We already
yes.
talked about this.
Yes. I can see if Brandon wants to let you into his island later today. Yeah, okay. I'll let him know.
Well, you better be on the ball because you've only got an hour.
No. To me
Yeah.
and Tommy's shop is open till 10 p.m.
Is it?
Yes. What game are you playing?
I don't
Timmy
know
and
about
Tommy
that.
Nook's Cranny is open till 10 p.m.
I think it might be an Illinois thing. I think they close at 8.
No, and the Able Sisters closes at 9. So maybe that's where you're confused.
They're geniuses at getting you to continue to log into this game. Because I was thinking, they have the normal store opens at 8, and then Able Sisters opens at 9.
Yes.
So why? Why do they do that? Obviously, because as soon as the store opens, you're going to log in.
Yes.
Because you're ready.
Yeah.
And now, in an hour, you're going to have to log in again to see what's in the tailors, to go talk to Sable, to draw her out of her shell.
Oh my gosh. So would you say that this is irritating to you?
What?
I don't know. I was trying to segue into our what we're going to talk about today.
Oh my god. We need some kind of like secret segue symbol here, because yours are not clear enough for me. I'm too thick for them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Josh probably picked it up because he knows me and has known me forever. But I was like, would you find that irritating?
Okay. Yeah, it makes me so irritated. I could just pick a card.
Oh, am I supposed to play music now? Oh, oops.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Here we go. I gotta turn it down so I don't blast people's earballs out. Here we go.
Mountain, Island.
Wait! That's not it.
That's the thing.
Fuck you. This is live. All right, we're gonna pick a card for real now. There it is.
Pick a card. Son of a bitch.
Yep. Doing good. Doing great.
The power, the drama of live radio, live Twitch streams.
Whatever. Who cares? I don't.
Well, this is getting us nice and salty, which is where we want to
Yes,
be.
I'm
for this
irritated. I am upset. I am frustrated.
Mad.
Yeah.
Upset.
All those. Just open up the thesaurus. Just pick a one. Any of it.
So we've done a fair number of pick a cards at this point, and
Yes.
it's almost a milestone for us, because this is one that's sort of like walking back over territory we visited, but with a twist.
Yes, because if you listen to any of Red Mage, Blue Mage through the year and a half that we've done it, I get mad about cards all the time. Like, I get
Sure.
upset constantly. And for no, like, sometimes legitimate reasons, sometimes not so legitimate. Well, what? You think most of them are legitimate?
We all do.
Yes.
Yes. We all get mad at cards for good reasons and bad reasons.
Today, I picked all my cards for irrational reasons. Oh, we didn't even tell what the reason was.
That basically, it kind of is the reason. And it's not about rationality versus irrationality. It's the top 3 cards that piss you off, but, caveat, not for power level reasons.
Yeah.
You're not mad at them because they're so strong or that you can't beat them.
Yeah. It's just like, for me, when I was picking these cards now, okay, I picked 3, and I picked exactly 3, though I do have kind of a mental side note off of one that I will talk about in tier 2 of this list.
Okay.
And
I did not make room for that in this technology that I developed.
It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to, because I will just talk about it. But I just picked stuff that just made me rash. Like, it just, like, there's no...
It made you froth.
It just makes me angry-ish, or angry, or... God, fuck, why? Usually.
Sure. That's the reaction that it gives to you.
Yes. Yep.
Sure.
So, are we ready for this?
We're ready.
Okay,
We're
so
good.
I'm gonna switch this.
As my category, so you go first.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna switch the scene over to live. Pick a card. So Kenny, I'm going to be nice to you right now. Took time to make a really nice Google slide where I don't have to type in for Scryfall. We can just put our cards in there, and it all links inside of itself, and it looks great. And so that is why there's this yellow background now. If you're watching the stream or watching the video, there it is.
It looks great.
It looks awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my 3rd pick.
Okay. Card that pisses you off.
And it's a reasonably recent piss me off thing. It is Crawl Space.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys see it?
I can see it. I wanted to pull this up so that I could personally see how it looks. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. You did a good job. It's great. And I, of course, did all of this.
Clicking and dragging.
What? Fuck off. I also put this into this slide, too. So, whatever. And I made it look nice. We'll see how yours looks. I didn't test yours because I'm not supposed to look at your cards. Anyway.
That's right.
Crawl Space is an artifact that costs 3 colorless. No more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat.
Why'd you pick this one?
Fuck you. So, again, if you know me at all, follow my Twitter, see me talk about Magic, or listen to Red Mage, Blue Mage, I have built a commander deck that has Kranko, Exponential Goblin one.
Mob Boss.
Yes. Who, the whole deck is just to generate as many fucking goblins as possible.
Right.
And I got to test it out against Kenny. God, it was like 8 months ago. It had to have been like 8 months ago. 6 months ago? It was like in November, December. It's been a fucking while. Because it's already goddamn May. Whatever. Time doesn't make any sense.
It was X months ago.
This card pissed me off so much. Because I built my deck all around just cranking out goblins.
Yep.
And I was doing a real good job of it. I had getting upwards to 100 goblins or so, but each one was being dealt with every turn. Then Kenny plays this. I have no fucking goddamn removal at all in my deck. Like, there's nothing to take artifacts or destroy artifacts or anything. I can't destroy shit. It's not happening. So here is this crawl space, and on the other side is just goblins just birthing each other, like just.
What was the number of goblins that you had at the end of that game? Do you remember?
It was
I remember the first digit.
It was 792 or something ridiculous. Almost 800.
Something like that.
Almost
that gets you in
goblins.
the order of magnitude that we're talking about here.
And I just had to, I quit, but I retroactively quit because what happened was Kenny took my goblin sharpshooter and just pinged all my goblins down to 0. But it did actually happen. He didn't win that way. I won because I lost because I conceded. But this
you can't kill me if I'm already dead.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, no, you have to take care of me. I want you to whittle down my life. But in this way, I was like, no, fuck it. I'm going to explode this goddamn goblin nest. The rat king of goblins. Yes.
But let's give credit where credit is due. Crawl Space led you to make some changes to your deck, and now your deck is improved and more resilient. It's kind of the evolutionary pressure that progressed your deck and led it to a new
Are you kidding
stage.
me? I'm just not going to play against you. I'm not going to change anything of my own.
That's the adaptation.
But yeah, so this one makes me mad for that and that just alone, because now I have this one experience tied to this card that has pissed me off so bad. But yeah, it's just, it pisses me off, but I do like the flavor text, which was like, Lord Rondor arrived for battle with 60 war elephants, 10 catapults, and 200 of his finest archers. Then he saw the battlefield.
The hot gates.
And it's just a hole in the ground. They're gonna smash an elephant through.
Straight up Spartans versus Persians.
So yeah, fuck it.
All right. So that's your first pick.
All right.
That's a good amount of rage. That's a very nice first entry here.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep, I'm clicking yours. Did
Okay.
it come up? It came up. Beautiful.
All right.
Looks perfect.
So my first pick for cards that piss me off, but not for power level reasons, is Arcane Signet. So this card is pretty innocuous to read. 2 colorless mana for an artifact. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. So
Okay.
this is a commander / brawl card, obviously. Not insane power level. Honestly, this is very much on par with like any of the signets, the Ravnican signets, right?
Right.
Is it signet or sub-signet?
Yeah, so...
I saw your face. You're confused.
Yeah,
Like, why would I pick
why
this?
do you care? Why does it piss you off?
So it pisses me off because this is in a line of cards where they've designed this card and it's an auto-include in any commander deck.
Okay.
You'd kind of be foolish not to play it in your commander or your brawl deck. You could replace this with Command Tower, the land
Yeah.
that has the same text, or Soul Ring. Soul Ring's way too powerful. That's a separate issue. But my
You already
problem
talked
with
about
it
it
is
before, too.
right. But my problem with this card is that in a format that's about creativity and expression and choosing the exact cards that you want to have, every year, maybe a few times a year, we get one of these cards like Arcane Signet that comes along and says, here's one less slot that you have to pick for your commander deck or your brawl deck. Now you have to include this, or you are just not doing what is good for your deck. You can choose. You could say, like, I'm not going to include this because I don't want it.
Yeah.
You're making your deck weaker. And so I don't like these decks that are forcing your hand and are limiting creativity of expression in decks. You're really looking like you are skeptical of my choice when I was very supportive of yours.
Well, maybe because I'm not competitive at all, period.
So you're saying you don't care. You wouldn't take the time to put this in your deck.
No, I wouldn't. In fact, if I had a better goblin,
That would go in first.
it would go in first. But I get if you're playing commander, it's just too good of a card to not.
It's not even I'm not even thinking about it competitively, because my attitude towards commander is that it is about fun. But, every commander deck should have Command Tower in it.
I don't.
I just don't like that these cards exist, that when you, Amber, who's just I'm just here to have fun, when you sit down with another player and they have all the auto includes in there, that kind of sucks for you too, even though you're not choosing to pick those cards in your deck.
I guess this is just going to be very telling of the kind of person,
What pisses each of us off?
Yeah, because for me, I'm I don't care. I guess it's because it's okay, so we're going to do a little tangent. I've been watching Zumbo's Just Desserts.
What?
Bear with me. There is a trail that leads to some sort of point. So I'm not gonna explain all of Zumbo's Just Desserts.
Thank
but
God.
It is in the vein of Great British Bake Off and all that stuff. People competing to make desserts and elimination and yada yada yada. And there's one girl in the second season who's 19. She cracks me up. I'm sorry. I like you, but your voice makes me giggle every time. It's just so tiny. I'm sorry. There's a point. I'm getting to it. So anyway,
I'm waiting.
she was just talking about what she likes out of this competition. She was actually, I'm just competing against myself. And we've talked about before with me, where it's
Self-improvement.
if I was in a competition, it's more I get disappointed at my inability to do stuff, not necessarily because it was somebody else beating me. It's just
Right.
it's all about me.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. And so if somebody sat down with me at a table and they had Arcane Signet comes out, I wouldn't be like, all right, loser. Like, why are you just doing these auto includes? Don't you know what Commander is? It's an art, bitch. Sorry.
I think, okay, so this is actually illuminating. I'm glad you had that example. Because when somebody plays Arcane Signet against me or Command Tower or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't get mad at them. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at this card for existing.
But it makes sense why it exists.
It shouldn't.
Why shouldn't it exist? Why
because this game is about making you make choices with your decks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so why not have in standard a card that is just comes into play and says it's a land, taps for any color, no downside. It would allow more people to play what they want to play. If you don't want to play it, you don't have to, or put that in any format that you want to. Nick one of those, and the reason that you don't do it is that it homogenizes decks. It makes it so there's less choices to make, and maybe that's fine right now. You know, there's only like 3 or 4 of these auto includes, whatever you want to call them. What happens in 5 years down the line? Now there's 10 of those cards. And now 10% of your commander deck is made before you even sit down. And now when you sit down with strangers, you go to cons or whatever, you play with people, you sit down, you're fighting the same cards every game.
But my thing is, like, people can make that choice for themselves, and then that's just being boring. So disregard the system. Make your own mud pies. Who cares? I don't know where I had mud pies. It's just the first thing that came out of my head. Maybe I'm thinking about chocolate a lot, and Zumbo's just desserts.
We both agree that we want interesting creative decisions.
Right.
All I'm saying is that this card and its ilk are a force that is working against that principle, and I don't like it.
You have to acknowledge the force. This card exists right now to make you pissed off at me. Okay, so moving on to my second
Let's go to your number 2. Let's go to your number 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real right here. I just had to pick a card because I couldn't think of a second place card. And Kitty's laughing.
So is your 2 and your 1 no good?
What? No,
what is this?
I was waiting for you to respond to what
is this card? I'm on a
on.
lag, so I'm not seeing it right away.
Okay, so.
Well, what is this flavor text?
Okay, so this is the card. Let's read it. I'm gonna read it to the listeners for the podcast. It's Anthroplasm. It costs 2 blue. It's a summon shapeshifter. Is the type. Old fucking card. Anthroplasm comes into play with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. X tap. Remove all +1/+1 counters from Anthroplasm and put X +1/+1 counters on it. The reason why I hate it is the flavor text. I am so irritated that this even, like, it's almost as bad as, what was that one?
The Soren one, right?
The Soren one, and there was another one that was like...
I know what you're talking about. It was the...
Grell's Nels, or...
No. It was the root Greevil.
Yeah,
it's
the
root of all
Greevil.
Greevils.
Yes. So this is right up there with the root of all Greevil. Actually, it's like...
It's worse.
It's worse than the root of all Greevil.
No, it's not worse.
I think
it's
it
not
is.
worse. It's not worse.
So the flavor text says, I never metamorphose I didn't like. It's worse. It's worse than the root of all Greevil.
Okay, you this is your card. You tell me why it's worse.
Because at least the root of all evil makes sense in everything. This is like, I don't know, a terrible, like, dad joke where it's like...
I guess they should have called this card Morphus.
Yes!
And then it could have been I never metamorphose I didn't like. And then it would be equivalent to root Greevil.
This doesn't have any... It doesn't make any goddamn sense. There's no connection.
Yeah, I guess so.
So...
I can see that argument. The only reason I said I don't like root Greevil is that they made the name to make a pun. It's not like they had a good name that they didn't punned on.
Right.
It's like they forced this in here so they could create a joke. I don't like that.
I don't like this either. But also...
They're both horrible. Agree with you.
It pisses me off. And honestly, it's in the vein of, I hate all flavor text that is like this. But this, to me, is like the top of all top. And I had to troll and scroll through a lot of stuff to find it. But...
It's especially funny It's like, this reminds me, different flavor text we've talked about, that Soren Mortify flavor text, where it's
Yes.
like crazy dark fantasy concept with goofy flavor text. Same thing here. Look at this art.
I know. It doesn't
We
make
have
any
a
kind
man who's on his knees and his torso is transforming into some kind of meat monster.
Yeah, I should
And
have
then the
said
flavor
content
text
warning.
is, I never metamorphosis I didn't like.
And he like puts a top hat on and a cane.
Whackity, smackity, wow.
And dances off, slithers off screen, and then you're and everyone's going boo.
I'm going boo for sure.
So what I wanted to talk about last time in my head, I was searching for like the worst, obviously cards, blah 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 blah.
Sure.
And there was a card that's similar to this in terms of mechanics. There's
Okay.
something dragon. That basically, when it comes into play, you put counters on it, seven
And then you can
counters,
crank them up.
and then you can crank them up. But I think the way that it's worded, like if you were to use it in play, it dies before you could put the counters on it because it's a 0/0 like this is. So this says Anthroplasm comes into play with +1/+1 counters on it, or 2 +1/+1 counters. The other
Right.
dragon card actually says, when it comes into play, put 2/2 count 2/2 or
So
7.
it comes into play, is 0,
Yes.
leaves play, and then it tries to put counters and there's nothing there.
Yes, and that almost like I was between these two, but then I read this, but this one I think it would actually work because it says when it comes into play, it comes with.
That's how most of them work now.
Yes. Otherwise, it's like that dragon was like dead, and then it didn't even get to put counters on it. So
Right.
that was pretty stupid. Like
Jeez.
I would hate to write for R&D. Honestly, you have the toughest job.
I think the rules manager has a really tough job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that was my number 2. All right, we
Alright.
gotta go to your number 2. Slide the list.
Steel form sliver. So we've talked about slivers in detail. Everybody, we've got a previous episode. It's called Slivers Find a Way.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's great. Great episode. So I'll read the card first. Steel form sliver. 2 and a white for a sliver. It's a 2/2. Sliver creatures you control get +0/+1. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Why does this piss you off? You ask me, Amber.
Oh, I thought you were asking me. I was like, I don't feel anything for this card, but okay.
There are parts of it we already talked about. So slivers
Oh, I know one reason.
Slivers back in the day, they didn't look like this. So the art here is like a humanoid creature with like alien dreadlocks coming off of it,
It's
standing
like-
on a rock.
It's like a predator and an alien had a baby.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Back in the day when slivers first came out, they have like a snake tail, no lower limbs. They have like a faceless, featureless bone plate for a head, and they have a single clawed scythe arm.
Like,
They're really alien.
like
They're really weird.
this.
Yeah, like that. Exactly. Thank you so much. And then they were gone for a long time from the game. They came back in M14, a core set, as a way to spice up the set. Fine idea. But they came back with this new creative direction where they are humanoid. I don't really like that. And I was thinking about that today, like more about why I don't like it. You know, Mario. We all love him, right?
No, I hate him actually. He's the worst.
Okay, you can hate him. That's fine. But the point I want to make about Mario is that every new Nintendo system that comes out, they update him visually, but he's still very, very recognizably Mario, right?
Yeah. Like, imagine if Mario showed up completely shaven and had lost like 70 pounds and had a 6-pack abs and
Yeah.
wore a crop top and bike shorts.
And had a gun. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Like if you took this art for Steelform Sliver and showed it to somebody from the days when Slivers came out and said, "What creature type would you give this?" Never in a million years
No.
would they say Sliver.
Absolutely not.
So that's one problem I have with it.
Okay.
Okay. Problem the second
Oh boy.
that I have with this. I will say something I do like about this card, actually. The flavor text. It says, it's a quote from Sarlena, Paladin of the Northern Verge. Quote, "Though the slivers may sometimes resemble us, they are not human. Anyone who fights them must remember this." That suggests a cool pod person kind of story or creative direction to me. But then, so that's kind of cool. And then it goes back and pisses me off because you read the actual rules mechanics. All the slivers in the set, they're the same goddamn slivers from before. They made no mechanical changes to the slivers in M14. They went this weird creative direction and didn't do anything to try to match it. I would be totally down. I love the idea that, the idea of slivers is they are a hive mind race of creatures, of shapeshifters. Mm-hmm. So one member of the hive learns a new adaptation, all of them can adapt to it.
Right.
So it's very logical, and it's really interesting that they start looking like people. And what if they start inhabiting human civilizations? Like, what if they start becoming more intelligent? All that's very interesting to me, but they don't explore it at all. So it's like, if you're not going to explore that direction, why did you change it at all? The creative direction, I mean.
Right. Well, also, technically, they are human.
What do you mean?
Oh, wait. I'm talking about changelings.
Yeah, they're not changelings.
God damn it. I just get very angry about changelings.
Ooh. I assume changelings did not make your list.
Changelings did not make my list. That's fine. It's totally cool. I don't know if do you want to do your top one first? Because my top one is going to turn me into a frothing mess. And I'm not sure if you...
Sure. I'll go first. Because honestly, all three of mine, there wasn't really a ranking. It was just like, these are three cards that piss me off. So okay. I'll go first. Go to mine.
Okay. But anyway, talk about the sliver real quick.
That was
what a loser! Steel form sliver. All right. Okay.
My number one card that pisses me off, but not for power level reasons, is Mist Hollow Griffin. 2 blue for a 3/3 flying griffin. You may cast Mist Hollow Griffin from exile.
What? Excuse me. Exile's exile.
Thank you. That is why this card pisses me off.
Why would you do that? It doesn't even, flavor-wise, doesn't make anything, it doesn't say any reason. What's a Mist Hollow Griffin? Does a Mist Hollow Griffin, have a backstory? For some creatures, existing is only a whim. Fuck you! I'm gonna shoot you with a shotgun.
Yeah.
From the sky.
I don't like that. So, yeah, I was thinking about this, too. It's like, beginning of the game, you're making this game, there's a graveyard, there's a discard pile, right?
Yeah.
That's where cards go to die. And then it's a magical fantasy game, they call it the graveyard. Great. And then they're like, oh, it's a magical fantasy game. You can bring creatures back from the dead. Awesome. Love it. Reanimation, lich, necromancy stuff.
Yeah.
White resurrection powers. Awesome. Okay, but we want a way to permanently deal with creatures. That they're just gone forever. That's fine. Remove from the game. They call this zone remove from the game. That's what it says on the printed cards for years. Eventually, they're like, that's a pretty cumbersome title. We're going to call it exile.
Great. Perfect.
Like it. Love it. And then they're like, what if you could get a card back from the exile zone, though?
But if you do that, then we're going to have to make a banish zone. And the banish zone is the truly forever no zone.
And years ago, they made a joke about that in an unset. The first unset, there was a card that said, instead of exile or remove from the game, it said, put target creature in the absolutely removed from ever from the game zone. Which is a separate, they already have made fun of this, and yet they're doing it with cards like this, where they're turning exile into graveyard number 2, and I hate it. And, do you have something?
No, go for it.
And the topper that pisses me off more, I don't know which one would piss me off more, actually. This is not a strong card.
No.
It's a 3/3 flyer for 4. If they're gonna desecrate the sanctity of the exile zone, at least do it for a reason. This card has never seen play anywhere.
And also, it doesn't even make goddamn sense. If you're gonna do something as rule-breaking-ish as the exile, why isn't it a special legendary creature?
Right, it should be like a quantum leap, planar, walking through portals kind of character.
Squee the Immortal is a perfect example of a creature I would be like...
See, Squee is like a good version of this card, where it takes a zone that you can go back and forth from, and it lets you go back and forth from it.
Yes.
Beautiful. And now Squee, you can exile, and you can permanently deal with Squee.
Right.
This card is obnoxious.
But it doesn't. It's not even a fun obnoxious. It's not even like a fun flavor.
There's nothing cool you can do with it. There's nothing interesting. There's nothing flavorful
wow,
about it.
You know what? We should have saved yours for last because I'm more upset about this card than I am about my card.
I'm very interested to see your card. Should we just go to it?
You know what it is already, but it's not as aggravating as fucking Miss Hollow Griffin. Okay,
right,
it's up for me. It's up for everybody now. It's fucking Phase Dolphin. Phase Dolphin. 2 and a blue. Whatever. I'm gonna hold the best part for last. So, whenever Phase Dolphin attacks, another target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. And then there's a flavor text that says, "You've never had to trust your breath to an inhuman creature who could crush you at its whim, and I truly feel sorry for you," says Aegon Seabounder. What I left off in all of what I said was the creature type. So let me re-emphasize for you again.
Rewind.
The creature's name is Phase Dolphin.
Great.
The creature type is Elemental fucking Whale.
Fucking added for emphasis.
No, it's there. It's really tiny in between the L and the W.
I forgot about that.
You can't really see it. Okay, let's go back in time to when I was 4 years old, and I was learning about sea creatures and how badly I wanted to be a marine fucking biologist. Dolphins are my favorite animal. They're terrible creatures. They're intelligent and rapist. Sorry, it's true. I even wear a dolphin fucking goddamn ring. I was that child who had a magic eye board, like the ones that, like the posters where you cross your eyes, and it was 3 dolphins jumping.
Still have it.
I got rid of it like 7 or 8 years ago, and I feel really bad. I really wish I kept it. I really wish I had kept it. I wish I had taken a picture of it too, because I love that magic eye. I begged my mom to buy it from the thrift shop that I found it at. It was like a $10 poster. It was shrink wrapped, and it had like a squishy poster board back, and I hung it up on my wall. Oh my God, Kenny, it was a staple right next to my giant Joe boxer. Smiley face logo, plastic wall decal.
I can picture it all so well.
I love dolphins.
You as a person are making a lot more sense to me right now.
I had dolphin figurines. I still have a dolphin toy that my brother bought for me when we were, and my mom guilt tripped me about how kind my brother was, because she was like, "We went to the gift store and John got you a toy, but you didn't even think about getting John a toy." And I was like, "Oh no, oh God." Dolphins have taught me a lot, Kenny. And
okay,
for them to be called
dolphins are important.
Dolphins are important to me. I have a book called Music for Dolphins.
Oh, so we're not done.
No.
Okay. This is exactly like listening to Claire Savitz talk about potatoes, is you talking about dolphins.
This is just really neat. Anyway, so to see it categorized as elemental fucking whale pisses me off. Just make it creature type dolphin. Why can't you do that? Because there's no other. Is there other elemental whales?
The only thing that makes sense is that it's exactly like you said. If there are no other dolphins, and they're like, we're not going to make a creature type for dolphin. So that pisses me off personally, because they've been on such a tear recently about updating old cards that had different creature types and making them adhere to new creature type standards. If you're going to do that, why not just have a dolphin? Like, we just had the literal second Bruchwag of all time.
Right. So I just went to Scryfall and I looked up elemental whale. Didn't find it, but I typed in whale and there's 7 cards that are just whale, but not elemental whale. If you're gonna make it its own fucking thing, just make it a goddamn dolphin.
Here's my secondary problem as I also look up something.
Okay.
Why not And if you're not going to do that, let's say you went to the people who are in charge of creature types, and they're like, we don't have any dolphins right now, which is what I'm looking up. Are there any dolphins? No, there's not. And imagine they're like, no, we don't have any dolphins. We're not going to make one. I think you as a creative team should go, okay, then this card is going to be called Phase Whale instead of Phase Dolphin. I don't know why would you do this? Who decided this?
They could have called it Phase Porpoise and then called it still Whale, and I would have been fine with that.
Or call it Phase Leviathan. Like, you could have done... If they called it Phase Dolphin, here's a good question for you. If they called it Phase Dolphin and then creature type Leviathan, would you be okay?
Look, I just looked it up, and it's obvious I didn't go to marine biology school. Dolphins are toothed whales?
What? I am having my mind actively blown right now. What is this? What is your source?
Wikipedia!
Okay. Not okay. No. Okay.
Wait,
It's
dolphin, Wikipedia.
Evil DM Josh. Hold up. What? Yeah, that's how we're all feeling right now, Josh.
Dolphin is a common name of aquatic mammals within the infraorder Cetacea. The term dolphin usually refers to the extant families Delphinidae, the oceanic dolphins. Okay. There are 40 extant species named as dolphins.
Oh my God.
So, welcome to Dolphin Talk.
This is incredible listening, I'm sure.
Okay, whatever.
Just...
You know what? I don't give a shit. I'm mad about the world. I'm mad about everything. Everything I thought I knew is wrong. Pluto is no longer a planet. Dolphins are whales.
Hold on. In common usage, the term whale is used only for larger ones. The name dolphin is... they're whales. Dolphins are whales.
I have no reason to be mad. But I do. I'm still mad. Well, I'm done for today. I don't want to talk about anything anymore. I'm despondent. This show is a lie. Everything's a lie. This might be a first for Pick a Card. Would you like to rescind your complaint? No! The term dolphin can be used to refer to under the...
You've loved whales all along.
There are 6 species of dolphins commonly thought of as whales, collectively known as blackfish. The killer whale, the melon-headed whale, the pygmy killer whale, the false killer whale, and 2 species of pilot whales, which are all classified under the family Delphinidae and qualify as dolphins. Killer whales qualify as dolphins? I'm hearing that dolphins are its own things, and whales are actually dolphins, and my name, Rocket Orca, should really be called Rocket Dolphin.
It's a little late for a rebrand.
I'm not going to rebrand myself.
Okay. Let's calm down. Let's take it easy.
Are you a marine biologist? Anybody in chat, a marine biologist? God damn it.
Anybody who listens, a marine biologist here.
I need a marine biologist, quick! Is there anybody on this plane who's a marine biologist?
The pilot's a whale.
I'm going into dolphin shock.
I need dolphin CPR.
Okay, all right. We gotta stop talking. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of the aquarium of.
We do.
That is a prison for our mind.
We do. Okay, quick question. This is for Twitch. This will be edited out later. We're at 640 right now. 740 for you. Should we cut off here?
Yeah, I want to go.
Work.
You need to eat more. Your flaming hot Cheeto mac and cheese. I gotta think about Dungeon World.
Yeah.
I gotta look at my nips. Turnips.
Yeah.
My turnips.
This show got real salacious all of a sudden. Gotta look at my nips for a while.
I need a good 20 minutes of staring at my nips in order for me to play my character.
I gotta appreciate these nips for a little bit.
I hate everything.
All right. Cards that piss us off. More than I could have ever hoped for in this episode. All right, so thanks for joining us. What I want to do going forward,
yes.
chat, slash listener.
Not me.
I want to put out stuff early in the week, and I want to get suggestions for what we should talk about, because we approach the day and I'm brainstorming and I'm coming up with gold like this every day, but it takes a toll on me personally, and I want to outsource that to you. So you tell me, listener, what do you want to hear about? I will be tweeting. I will be actively seeking out people. I'll be the teacher who's calling people by name in class to get topics. What's the matter, Amber?
Nothing. Keep talking.
Red Mage, Blue Mage. At RedBlueMTG on Twitter. Twitch.tv/Geekspective. She's at Rocket Orca. I'm at Wolfmere. I've got the counterspell.
I thought I knew what a dolphin was, but maybe I'm wrong. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.